So, as my video title says, I wanted to explain why I'm getting rid of my Denon gear and I've opted for Pioneer. And I thought this might be a useful video to put out because I know when I was considering which gear to go for, and I've definitely been through a bit as well, I was trying to make decisions based on what I found helpful on social media, on YouTube, or in online communities. So I wanted to share that back and let you know what I was up to. I'm just going to put this down because it's actually quite heavy. Not why I'm getting rid of it, by the way. So before I say why I'm getting rid of it, I just want to say I'm not getting rid of it because I think Denon gear is no good. And I'm probably going to get thrown some shade for some of my decisions, but I'm trying to do something with my DJing, and I think I found that I'm limiting myself a little bit. But let me just take a step back. So the Denon gear, the features and the technology on it, from what I've understood so far from making my way around Rekordbox, I've not even actually turned these on yet, but what I've read from looking at online forums, how you operate the decks, what you're able to do versus what I have been able to do. And in fact, when I went to buy them, when I went into Bop DJ, I was trying to find out what the limitations of these were before I actually made the purchase to see if I could get used to it quickly and work around it. The Denon features, in my opinion, outweigh what you can do on Pioneer. Now there I've said it, and that's probably a bit silly standing in front of all this equipment. I'll just give you a quick simple example. How I use loops. There's three ways actually on Denon. In fact, there's probably 4 or 5 if I think about it. If a track's playing and you want to create a loop on the fly, obviously you can hit loop start, loop close, loop start and stop, or you can actually create the number of bars that you want the loop to be and activate it. So that's if you do it on the fly. But I tend to prepare a lot of my stuff because of how I mix. So I could use it in 3 ways, and they were, if I have loops already set up on the track, as the track is playing and it enters into the loop zone, once it's in, I can hit the associated button for that loop, and it will engage it, and then it will keep going around there until I release it. And that's really handy for how I mix. Obviously the other 2 ways are, if I wanted to just have the loop there playing and I had another track on, I would have it there ready, hit start, and that's already playing the loop. And then the third way of doing it is to create active loops. So a bit like the first example, where if a track's playing and it enters into the loop zone, unlike me hitting the button to activate the loop, it knows it's in there and it starts looping around until you release it. Now, what I've learned from Rekordbox so far, because I've been taking some of my music, some of my sets, and putting them onto Rekordbox, is that doesn't work that way. There are only 2 ways, as far as I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong. You can have active loops, so once it enters into that loop, it will start going round. Or you can have the other option, which is there's the loop, it's set. If you hit it, it's going to start where that loop is, and it's going to engage it. But what it doesn't allow me to do is allow the track to be playing, enter into the loop zone, and then we go, I'm going to engage that loop without it actually moving the track back to the start of the loop. Might sound like a small thing, but for me, that's how I learned how to, because I use a lot of cues and loops live when I'm mixing. That's how I learned how to play when I'm playing across 3 decks and my MPC. Now that's no deal breaker by any means, but yeah, there are definitely different features, and I like, from what I've seen, obviously I'm biased, what Denon can do. So I'm not getting rid of the Denon because of what it can't do. And that comes on to the reason for making this video. The reason I'm getting rid of it is I'm now starting to find myself be able to start to play out a couple of places. I got to play an event very recently, and the guy who found me on social media invited me down. And because he'd seen I was playing on Denon, he accommodated me. And I went to the gig, swapped out their kit for my kit while the other DJ was playing, which was a little bit of chaos, but we made it work. And I started to think, how much easier would this have been if I could just have come with my USB. But that wasn't even it, because the guy was accommodating, was going to help me out. It's more what I want to do, and actually being able to apply to some of the places that I'm the DJ competitions, contacting some of the promoters. It's sometimes about path of least resistance. It's not about saying, hey, can I have this specific ask? I come with this type of gear, can you accommodate me? But more, hey, yeah, I can come and play whenever, wherever, as long as I've got my USB. And I even noticed on a competition that I just entered about a week ago that, and it was the first time I've seen this, one of the questions they asked, outside of, can you submit a 30-minute mix? What's your logo? What's your DJ name? One of the questions was, do you have experience on CDJs? And that wasn't even, do you have experience using Pioneer? That was specifically about CDJs. So that's what, and I'd already got to that point where I was thinking about changing, if you're thinking about the time frame with all of this. I knew I had this event coming up and this guy was going to accommodate me. I know I'm applying to lots of places to hopefully win some more competitions, and I don't want to limit myself, and I want to be able to walk into a booth where they've got this type of gear and feel comfortable straight away. Now, I appreciate I could just have downloaded Rekordbox for free, and I've always obviously got Engine. I could have the two side by side like I already have done, created my set within Rekordbox and kind of thought, well, this is how it would work. But then there's that doubt, and I don't know about you, but I definitely feel a bit of pressure when I'm going to play out live somewhere. It's not the same as being at home and just hit re-record. You've got to get it right. So that added pressure of, this is how I think it would work. The muscle memory, I'm used to my hot cues being here, but obviously on here, they're all here. How I navigate, how I come, I think the in and out for the loops is probably going to work the same, but how I enter a loop, I might have to adapt how I do things. And for the most part, although you could say a mix is the same, it is that muscle memory, how I go here quickly to do this. So I take what I'm doing seriously. I'm really passionate about making my music. I've got into producing recently, and I'm really passionate about trying to get a few more gigs, maybe some events. Might not be anything big to the rest of the world, but for me, I want to get out, I want to play a bit more and enjoy myself. And committing to going down this route, I have to say, unfortunately, and if you think about it, how much these things cost as well, and having to sell my other gear, I think it's for the best overall, even though, if I finish this video off by saying, I still think that as far as Denon goes, it suits my style better. But I think if I want to be playing out in other places, unfortunately, I have to get on the bandwagon. And this is where Pioneer, you've kind of got the market, I'm afraid to say, for everybody else out there. And if you're watching this and you're in the same position that I was a couple of years ago, and I looked at both Denon and I looked at Pioneer, and I was working out what to do, maybe, hopefully this can help you with some of your decisions. How are you going to use the kit, and what are your aspirations in the future? Because had I known then how passionate I would get about this, I may have gone down this route earlier. Doesn't mean I regret going down the Denon route, and I've really enjoyed actually being part of some of those communities. But it's all very well reading about, well, this one's cheaper, but this one's industry standard, this one has more features. But I think it really comes down to what you're going to use it for. And actually, are the events, if you're going to get into that you're going to play at, if you've got maybe one of the all-in-ones, it's easy to come and plug into some of their gear. For me, I had to cut all my SC6000s, my LC6000s, my X1850 down to the recent event, and quite literally shift it all into the booth while the other DJ was playing. It was chaos. So yeah, they're my reasons for switching out from Denon to Pioneer. I hope I haven't annoyed some people, because I definitely, with some of the followers and subscribers that I've got, yeah, I think we came together, I won't name you, but we came together because of our love for Denon gear. So hopefully you're here for the music. I'm going to actually create I don't know if it's going to be a series of videos or just one long video. I've not turned these on really. I've powered them on, but when it's turned on, I've not turned them on and gone through how to use them. So I'm going to go and make a video or two on my experience of getting used to this gear. I'm going to plug in the USB, which I have spent a few hours putting some of my music onto. and I'm going to put the USB in and just see if I can just go ahead and mix, and I'm going to record it all and see where I get stuck. And you can see me clown about and go hopefully from being a noob on these to being back at what I would hope is proficient with the type of mixing that I do. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in this type of stuff, please subscribe. You will go and see some of my other videos on my Denon gear. I've got a few, whether they're shorts or some of my 30-minute mixes. So hopefully you can go and enjoy that music if it's your type of thing. Or if you just want to come back and watch me clown about trying to work out how to use these things, please feel free. Thank you for watching.